we believed in entering China that we needed to bring a park to China that very much felt like China's Disneyland, and not Disneyland in China. We wanted to do that because we thought showing a respect and an appreciation for the culture here would be very important, and we also wanted people to have a sense of pride and ownership toward this park, feeling that this park was their park. And there was only one way to do that. We knew we had to be authentically Disney, because that's what Disneyland is, and that's what was desired, but we also knew we had to be distinctly Chinese. And that became the design and construction mandate, really, from the very beginning. Let's build something that's authentically Disney, distinctly Chinese. And that is evidenced throughout this park in many, many different ways.
So how did you tailor this park for the Chinese?
Well, in many ways. To begin with, we eliminated Main Street. Main Street exists in our 5 other locations around the world. It was the inspiration of Walt Disney, who was inspired by the town in the Midwest, the United States, that he grew up in, Marceline. I felt strongly that bringing Main Street Marceline or Main Street USA to China wouldn't necessarily feel relevant, wouldn't be of that much interest, kind of nice, but we thought we could do something better. And so we eliminated that, but we turned the entry sequence of sorts into Mickey Avenue. So it was more based on Disney than on any one place in the world, for instance. All the iconography, obviously Mandarin first, very, very important, save for a few places. Even our storytelling here started in Mandarin and was translated to English so that we could rework it and understand it, instead of the other way around, starting in English and then translating to Mandarin. That way it's much more authentic in terms of the language and the storytelling, or much more distinctive in that sense, to use those words. The food was obvious. About 70% of the food here is Chinese in nature. Also the entertainment. There's a lot of entertainment in this park. There are about 1,000 Chinese performers from all over China, but the people behind the scenes, directors and costume designers, the director of the Tarzan show, for instance, Li Shining, who envisioned the storytelling of Tarzan to be in Chinese acrobatic form with Chinese performers, for instance, distinctly Chinese. The music, using Tandun to help bring music to this park. The architecture, putting a Chinese tea house right in the center of this park in grand form, the TS of the Wandering Moon. Disneytown, using architecture that is sort of old Shanghai architecture. When people see it, I recognize that, I like that. So there's a tremendous amount here that is very distinctly Chinese. And we're not expecting people to come in and say, wow, that's very Chinese. We're expecting to leave with the sense that they experienced something that was very much Disney, but very much felt like theirs, very much felt like home.